Hey guys, this is Just One Lorenzo here, and I'm giving off my little predictions for Elimination Chamber 2014, and I think it's going to be a really good live so far because the matches look pretty decent, but I'm just going to give off my predictions and say who I think may win or may not win. But if you guys have any predictions yourselves, please put the comments below what you guys think is going to happen this Sunday. But let's just get started here with the Brotherhood versus Ryback inside of the pre-show match, which I think is good. I mean, for right now, for the time being, because the Usos and the Road Dogg and Billy Gunn need some TV time, being though they're the tag team champions. And I believe in that match. I'm going to tell you guys that next, but right now let me just keep on with Ryback and the Brotherhood. Honestly, I think Ryback might pull out the victory on this one, only because they've been losing pretty frequently. I think the WWE might turn it around and change some things around since the Brotherhood's had so much TV time. It's going to be time for them to probably win, probably. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen between that. But so far I'm predicting a win from Ryback. But other than that, like I was talking about the Usos and Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, I'm going to get on their match right now. I think Road Dogg and Billy Gunn may lose this time around because the Usos has been on a really good winning streak. And I think that the Usos are getting a really huge tag team push. I mean, they have been fighting and they have been working really hard lately, and the WWE has made them like the top tag team so far. And I really have a feeling that they're going to be the next tag team champions. They've been long overdue from a shot and long overdue from a chance from being in a title run, let alone a title hunt. So I thank God that he is finally they're getting their title opportunity. And hopefully they can win this Sunday. So I'm hoping for a win from the Usos. So that's what I'm praying and asking God for. And then we have Titus O'Neil versus Darren Young, which is a pretty okay match. I mean, Darren Young, even though he inside of the team with Titus O'Neil was like the the weak one, and Titus O'Neil was always like the big one, we get to finally see who is really truly the muscle of the team. Yeah, Darren Young lost in like 2 minutes to some other team. I forgot who they were, but he lost in 2 minutes. Titus O'Neil never really got tagged inside of the match. I believe it was Ryback. Yeah, they lost to Ryback in under 2 minutes because of Darren Young. But other than that, Ryback and them, they had nothing really to do with the little fiction in this team. Titus O'Neil started this thing. So Titus O'Neil, he's been getting his butt kicked badly from Darren Young lately. So we'll see what's going to happen at Elimination Chamber and see who is really the dominant member from the team, even though it looked like Titus O'Neil was. But now we get to see Darren Young's side. And a match that I am very looking forward to is going to be the Wyatt family versus the Shield, and that's going to be one of the best tag team matches. I hope WWE doesn't mess anything up inside of that match, but I hope that the Wyatt family versus the Shield may steal the show that night, aside from the Elimination Chamber match, because these two teams have so many things in common. Set aside from fair fighting, they both double team. They both come out of nowhere from the dark sometime. They both believe in something different. Like the Wyatt family comes from like a spiritual standpoint and like believing in Bray Wyatt, and justice is always inside of the Shield's antics and speeches and stuff like that. So it's really a battle between Bray Wyatt's version of spirituality and the Shield's justice of, like it's landscaped right there. Like you have to choose. And I have no idea what side to choose, so I don't know if you guys believe in the Shield or follow the buzzard, so I can't really say who may win. But I'm going to predict that the Shield may fall in this one, guys, because so far Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose has been on a arguing streak, and I'm not really sure if they're going to pull off the victory under those circumstances. So we're going to have to see here and see if the Shield can, work together in defeating Bray Wyatt, Eric Rowan, and Luke Harper, because those guys are on point. They're not arguing or anything like that so far, but the Shield has a little bit of argument in there, and Seth Rollins is sort of like piecing that together. So I think there's going to be a little blowout during the match between the Shield guys, but I'm not really sure yet. But we're going to see this Sunday. Yeah, Matt Jeff, my brother, please subscribe to him, Big Silly Matt. He just said that he even though the Shield is heel, he likes them. So I guess he's believing in the Shield for this one. So Yeah, that's cool.
But I still think that.
But next, guys, it's going to be Biggie Langston versus Jack Swagger. If I'm doing this out of order, I apologize. I'm looking at a piece of paper right now because I wrote it down because I didn't want to mess up or anything. But anyway, shut up. Anyway, Biggie Langston versus Jack Swagger is okay. I mean, this is a big fight for Jack Swagger right now because Jack Swagger's been on a mighty losing streak, and I believe he personally won that Intercontinental title opportunity match pretty, it was fair. I gotta admit, it was fair, it was nice. But he probably would have lost if it wasn't for the double team that Kofi Kingston and Rey Mysterio did to Mark Henry to knock him out of competition. But you know what? It's not about that, though. You got to double team in Fatal 4 Ways, So it's not really about that. I'm actually happy for Swagger. He deserves a title opportunity again. They made him a little bit of an underdog again because he was the World Heavyweight Champion at one point in the WWE. But now they made him like less of that. So I'm wondering here, is Biggie Langston going to lose to Jack Swagger? I'm not really sure what's going to happen. So I'm still going to root for Biggie because Biggie has been really proving himself, and I kind of like him as a wrestler now. And even when I play 2K14, that's the only DLC I really play as Biggie Langston 24/7. You can even ask my brother, but it's really, really, really crazy. So I can't wait to see that match. Not really though, but I can't wait to see if Biggie Langston can pull it off against Swagger. But that's all I really have to say about that match. But let's just move on. And then next is going to be the Animal Batista versus Alberto Del Rio. I don't think I have to predict this one, guys. I think we already know what's going to happen. Batista's going to pummel Alberto Del Rio unless Alberto Del Rio does something a little sneaky in this match. But I'm not sure though, because at WrestleMania he has a big major match against the champion, whoever it's going to be. Because Alberto Del Rio, he can't really go to WrestleMania, I'm sorry, he can't win the match because if he wins, then it's going to build up another strong rivalry against him and Batista leading up to WrestleMania. He can't do that yet. So, I'm guessing Batista's going to win this one because it's the most smartest thing the WWE can do right now. So, it's probably going to be Batista, so I don't really have to say anything more about that because Batista needs to, go out strong that night and defeat someone so that way he can prove to the champion that he means business. But you know what? Beating Alberto Del Rio is probably not going to mean business because he's not really that good anyway. So let's continue with that. Then the last thing I wanted to say was the Elimination Chamber match between Sheamus, Christian, who randomly turned heel on SmackDown. Not on SmackDown, on Raw. Randy Orton, the champion, of course. John Cena, Antonio Cesaro, and Daniel Bryan. I have to separate these men into 5 categories because these guys all bring out something that's crazy, except for Christian. I'm going to talk about Christian last because he still sucks. Anyway, Sheamus, I love the guy. The guy is crazy good. His hairstyle, his pale skin. Nobody really teases him about that because he used to be a laughingstock, but his skin became a trademark. But it's not really about his skin. It's about his wrestling. That's just me. I mean, looking at Sheamus's background is really outstanding. I mean, he was the first Irish-born WWE champion. Can you imagine seeing Sheamus as a WWE World Heavyweight Champion, first ever time Irish-born? That may happen, but I'm not sure if they're going to let Batista versus Sheamus at WrestleMania. I'm not really sure though. And then you have Randy Orton, a man who has won the World Heavyweight Championship younger than any wrestler inside of the WWE, I believe. And he was the first ever WWE and World Heavyweight Champion unified together because we had the WWF and I believe WCW champion at one point, I think, or World Heavyweight Champion and WWF. I'm not really sure. I wasn't in the Attitude Era, but all I know is Randy Orton. He has an outstanding background too. They may let Randy Orton versus Batista slip a little bit of evolution in there, and that'll be like this big WrestleMania match. Or it might be John Cena, who I like John Cena. I was about to say I really hope he wins, but actually at this point I really don't want him to win. I want him to be in another match against somebody a little bit more bigger. I hope it's going to be Undertaker versus Cena at WrestleMania 30. I can't lie about that. So if Cena wins, that's cool, but at the same time, I feel bad because I want him to be in a bigger match than him versus Batista because we already got that match at WrestleMania 26. So there's really no point. So hopefully he doesn't win, and they script him with another big match, not against no Bray Wyatt, because I heard it through the grapevine that he's supposed to be fighting Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. I do not want to see that, nor I do not want to see that match go into as like the first match of the night, or the second, third, or something like that. I want John Cena to at least have a little bit of a main event type match, you know. And Antonio Cesaro, he has been impressing me. He is the strongest dude right now. I mean, as far as Mark Henry and all these other strong wrestlers, he has proven to almost everybody that he has what it takes to be WWE or World Heavyweight Champion one day. And I hope that he's actually one of the people who wins this chamber match. But I am sad to say he's probably going to lose, guys, because nobody's going to really want Antonio Cesaro versus Batista just yet, because it's not that big of a main event, sad to say, as much as Antonio Cesaro is improving his skills and stuff like that. Antonio Cesaro is just a really good wrestler and stuff like that, so that's really cool about him. And Daniel Bryan has been proving himself too. That's really big. The Yes Movement trended in less than a night. And I was really happy because Daniel Bryan's one of those people I want to win the chamber too. Batista versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania would be a good match, in my opinion, too. Because you got the Animal, the powerhouse, versus this underdog, sort of like a new John Cena in the WWE that has a goat of a beard. He has a trademark as Yes. And to see Yes against an Animal, well, not just that, but you know, Batista versus Daniel Bryan in general is going to be a big match. There's going to be a big match at WrestleMania, so it's going to be really big. So I hopefully get to see that, or we hopefully get to see that. But overall, out of all the men, there's Christian, who is just thrown in the mix. He's not really skilled anymore. I believe he's an old man who still thinks he's 20, and he wants to still fight in the WWE and jump all the time, because that's how he lost to Randy Orton on SmackDown during the Gauntlet. And that's why he's the only man who lost in the Gauntlet. Because he's dumb in ring now. He jumps 24/7. And he still thinks he's 20, like I said before. He needs to stop. And one day, that one more match thing he keeps on saying all the time, his one more match is going to cost him his life one day. Because he's going to keep on jumping. And he's going to hurt himself badly. So hopefully, Christian,
I think he's going to die in the hospital.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go that far, because Big Philly Matt just said he might die in the hospital, but I won't go that far. But the guy's dumb now. I mean, hang up the boots. We love you, Christian. You have a big legacy at WrestleMania. You have a big legacy in ladder matches. But nowadays, bro, you are just jumping too much, and you're just, becoming this dude that sucks now. So, I think they should just let Christian go. Because he doesn't even look good in this Elimination Chamber lineup. He's going to probably, I'm going to predict this, he's probably going to be the first eliminated. But who knows, he might win. But I don't think it's going to happen, because who wants to see Batista versus Christian anyway? Because that's kind of predictable.
Then that would be surprising.
Exactly. But if he does win, guys, you have to think, would they really want Christian versus Batista? Because at WrestleMania, it's the biggest night of any night ever. It's like the Super Bowl of the WWE and stuff. You don't want to see Christian, who is so predictable nowadays, versus Batista, who's very predictable nowadays. Nobody wants to see that. So hopefully we don't see that. But the person I think is going to win the chamber is 100% on Randy Orton right now, because I hear a lot of people saying it's going to be Randy Orton versus Batista. There's a lot of storyline that they can do with that. The Evolution rivalry thing. Who is better in Evolution? Who broke out better? Who is going to be the best trainee from Triple H and Ric Flair? There's a lot of storyline behind them too. So hopefully, I'm actually hoping it's Randy Orton versus Batista at WrestleMania. That's so far out of all these men. I think Randy Orton versus Batista would get a lot of more sales, and it'll be a little bit more of a bigger main event. Being though Batista keeps on running into Randy Orton 24/7 in the locker room, and Randy Orton always brings the best out of his matches, just like with John Cena. And hopefully Batista by then would get a little bit more comfortable again inside of the ring, so he could put on the show like he used to. But that's all I have to say in this video right now. Please like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend, and put in the comments what do you think is going to happen in the Elimination Chamber. But and also subscribe to Big Silly Matt. He's actually doing videos too, gaming reviews. You're going to like his channel a lot. So with that being said, I thank you guys for watching, and just have a good one and enjoy the WWE Elimination Chamber pay-per-view.